Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Collecting Madness. There's always madness in love, and we love collecting. So we have another Star Wars figure unboxing, guys. I'm so excited for this one because it's one of the ultimate Siths in the galaxy, none other than Count Dooku. And I'm just excited, so let's dive straight in. As always, guys, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. We have a goal of 750 and we're almost there, like super close, and I can't thank you all enough. Also, if you like the content you're seeing, please hit the like button as well. Really helps the algorithm, helps my videos get out there for other people to see. And like I said, when you subscribe, you can join in all the collecting madness here on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's talk about Count Dooku, and starting off with this box. It's that shoe box we've all seen, and because this is an old figure, you can really see what I mean, how long it's been since this one came out and further ones that I've recently reviewed. But like always, Star Wars reflective print there, and then you have this cigar wrap which does go around the side of the box here where you can see him holding the Death Star. We will take a closer look at that accessory. It's a pretty cool accessory. And then as we lift off the top cover, you can see that gorgeous art print of him there at the end of Attack of the Clones, where he was about to fight Yoda as well as Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. We still haven't got that Obi-Wan Hot Toys, so hopefully we still get it with the 20th anniversary. Once you lift that, you will be greeted with him in the clamshell with all his accessories. And speaking of accessories, we're going to get all of that out here in the light box and then take a look at it all and then look at the figure himself. Here we have all his accessories, and it's actually quite a bit. More than what I'm used to with recent figures, but I'm also noticing he comes with a lot of hands in this one. We don't really get this too often, but seeing as he is a Sith, he does have some powers, so he would need those gesturing hands. He's got like a saber holding hand. This can probably hold the comm link. It is nicely painted. It's got some old spots and the freckles and the wrinkles. As we've stated here before on the channel, they do a very good job with older people. You can see here more of that. This is like a Force gesturing hand again. This looks like you can hold something with it in the palm of his hand, as well as just more of those gesturing hands. You have his Force lightning hand. We will see that on him later on in the video. A lightsaber holding hand for the left and for the right. You do get that split in there we've stated before for flexibility in the thumb to get it around that saber. It doesn't really bother me, but these are just really nicely painted. And then some more gesturing hands to go along with Count Dooku. Speaking of that Force lightning hand, here is the lightning that will go to him. You get two different options, just like you did with Palpatine. You don't get two lightning hands, you only get one, so I guess you pick and choose which one goes on which, unless they go together. I have to read the instructions, but you probably just pick which one you want to come out of his hand, and these are beautifully detailed in a blue translucent plastic that gets lighter as you go towards the bottom where it'd be coming out of his hand, and they kind of go crazy. And be careful, these are not posable. If you do bend them the wrong way, they will break. You then get some hologram figures. You get a battle droid from Geonosis. They were all on that battle, and he is the leader of the droid army. You then, of course, get Jango Fett, which is really cool. The figure himself came out later, and if you want to see the video for this figure, it is up on the channel. You then also get Sidious himself, which would be his master, so of course you have to include this with Count Dooku. And then you get the Death Star plans. Now, I remember when watching Attack of the Clones when I was younger, I didn't really catch on to this because I was so young, but as I got older, I thought it was pretty cool that in the prequels, George Lucas and them decided to include this piece as foreshadowing what was to come in the original trilogy. And then you also get this piece, which if you take all the other pieces, it's like a communicator hologram piece. It just pegs right in and you can display any of those pieces I just showed you on this. Next, we're going to take a look at this base. It is a little bit textured, but it is your Star Wars standard squared off base. It does have a crotch grabber I don't have attached at the moment, and then that gorgeous metallic Star Wars Count Dooku nameplate that I love with all Star Wars releases. And if you have Master Yoda, you know that this base matches that figure. And we saved the best for last. If you are a Sith or even a Jedi, you have to have something to use. It is the weapon of the Sith, the crimson red lightsaber. Count Dooku's is very unique with a curved hilt. I like the red detail on the button there for accuracy. Hot Toys did a very, very good job of this. You got the black grips here, as well as the gold detail towards the top. And I just love the style of his lightsaber, how it almost covers a little bit of the blade coming off the top of the hilt there. And that curved hilt is very, very unique. And when you see it, you can't help but know that it's Count Dooku's. It does come out, and then you just get the hilt itself. You can get a little piece here, which it's already in, and you can install this on the figure to have an unlit hilt. However, I'll probably have mine lit. You also do have another option you peg in, and it's a swooshing effect. I really love that Hot Toys includes this, and it does a really good job. It does a really good convincing effect of looking like it's swooshing because it's solid and then gets more translucent. But the whole thing is translucent, so like I said, I like this effect. The other thing that comes with this release is something that not a lot of people are a fan of, but I am, because at least they included it. And since it's an older release, it isn't USB, and I'm super excited for them to do USB, but you do get the same paint applications on this lightsaber that you would the other one. However, this one, because it has all the wires and batteries inside of it, you can turn it on. Watch your eyes. And it does light up there. I will show you what that looks like here in just a sec when we peg in this and you turn out the lights. It does a very good job of illuminating. However, it's not as strong as like a CCFL or something like that. It's more vibrant here at the bottom and kind of dies out, and then it's a little bit brighter at the tip, and it does shine through because it is just a single LED. You can then have that option, or like I said, have the other option, the swooshing effect, and when you peg that in, it lights this up a treat as well, and I really like this accessory. Now, enough about the accessories. Let's talk about the man of the hour, Christopher Lee, also known as Count Dooku in Star Wars. This is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. He's just so like soft-spoken and very, very wise for what he does in the Republic, and when he left the Jedi Order and stuff like that and became a quote-unquote Sith, even though I feel like he didn't fully turn because he was really ready to betray Emperor Palpatine at any moment. He just had a great character arc, and I hope to see more of him in the future. I like what they did in Tales of the Jedi, and I hope to see more of him in the future. But we're going to start off with this head sculpt. Guys, it is gorgeous. I mean, even though it came out a little bit earlier in previous years, I think it still holds up today as one of Hot Toys' best, with the wrinkles, the glossiness in the eyes, the sculpted hair for the beard and his hair on top of his head. It gives a convincing effect, like you can see his skin coming through a little bit, and it's just really, really well done, and I appreciate that. It is on a fixed neck, but posability isn't really a problem. He goes left and right, up and down, no problem. As for the rest of his suit and costume, you know, it's mostly fabric, so posability will not be a problem. You do have to be careful if you're crunching him and stuff like that. This belt is pleather. It does have a little peg here for his lightsaber to go in, and then there's nothing on the back. It's just a simple belt, clean design, very elegant for what Dooku had. I think he had one of the best styles in all of the Jedi because it was just simple yet classy at the same time. The pants are also fabric. Now the boots you do have to be careful of because they are completely pleather. So when you do pose, they do move with it, but posing for the ankles and stuff like that is not a problem because the pleather is a little bit more pliable. There isn't really much tread underneath, but you do get the Hot Toys stamps and when he came out, as well as the Lucasfilm license. You do get this chain, which is a real metal chain. And speaking of his cape, save the best for last, it is a two-tone kind of texture, suede material. It's very, very lightweight, but also feels heavy at the same time, and it just drapes beautifully. There's no wire on the inside. I love the way this feels, and I love the way it looks. Going over some posability with Count Dooku, as I said, his costume isn't going to hinder much. It is fabric, so you get the double bend at the elbow. His shoulders are on butterfly and a swivel and pivot there at the bicep. His legs go out and pretty much do whatever you want. You can basically get him in a split, but his pants do hinder it a little bit because it is very nicely tailored to this body, but it's not a major problem. I've never seen Count Dooku do the splits. Anyways, you do get a full bend at the knee there, so you can get a little bit past 90, and then as I showed earlier, you can get some good ankle pivot and stuff there. Ultimately, amazing figure. Just wrapping up on Count Dooku by Hot Toys. Guys, I'm super happy to have this guy in this collection. I'm mad I didn't get him sooner and I missed out when he was first released, but thankfully to my brother, he was able to sell me him at a reasonable price. As always, my brother comes in clutch, but there's nothing really to complain about this guy. I mean, he has some decent materials on him that I think will give him longevity and like a long-lasting lifespan in your display. And he's just one of those people in Star Wars that you just connect with. And even though he was evil, sometimes he didn't even seem all that evil, and then other times he did. Like, it's kind of like we all go through those things, but I could go on forever about Count Dooku. Really love to see it. I love the head sculpt. They nailed it. As always, this guy is one of Hot Toys' best, as I've kept saying. The cape, I love the way it drapes beautifully. And guys, we're just going to end it there. So if you like this one, please hit the thumbs up. Comment down below if you have this figure in your collection, or if you hope to one day have this figure in your collection. Let me know what you think of Count Dooku in general. And as always, guys, subscribe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.